stand in our way, and our golden age has just begun.
This is Human Events with Jack Posobiec.
Now it's time for everyone to understand what America First truly means.
Welcome to the Second American Revolution.
All right, Jack Posobiec, here we are back live, Phoenix, Arizona, Human Events Daily. We've got lots of posts coming out now, huge new post coming out from Chad Mizelle, former Chief of Staff of the Department of Justice. I want to get Matt Boyle in from Breitbart News to kind of go through all this. What's up, Matt?
What's going on, Jack? How are you, sir?
I'm well. So, Matt, tell me about this new statement from Chad Mizelle and how on the Comey and Letitia James the dismissal of the indictments and how this plays into what the next steps will be.
Well, he says that the judge's ruling here is wrong on a number of counts, and he says that an appeal is coming. I mean, look, he's the former chief of staff of the Justice Department. I believe he was the chief of staff when these indictments came down. I'm not sure exactly on his timeline, but one would think that he's in contact with the Attorney General, Pam Bondi, on him saying that an appeal is coming and that justice will be served to, former FBI Director James Comey and the New York Attorney General Letitia James is a very welcome sign. I think that your point there, I was watching your monologue about how this was all designed by this leftist judge to give the defense attorneys the talking point over and over again is very prescient, right? And so that's what's going to happen here. But one would think that on appeal, this is going to, these charges are going to be reinstated and the cases will move forward. And I would think that an appeal will move pretty quickly. And also, there's another part of Chad Mizelle's statement that's important, which is that the senior levels of the Justice Department, including the Attorney General herself, signed off on these indictments. So in addition to that, and again, I'm not a lawyer, so I'd really defer to the lawyers out there about the process and the legality and whatnot on this. But I would say that the without prejudice part, even if they have to do it through another way, these cases are coming back, right? Letitia James and James Comey clearly did things that are very bad and need to be held accountable. They are not above the law, and them trying to seek a legal loophole and a favorable liberal judge to try to get out of it is just not going to end up holding up in the end. So whether they're reinstated on appeal or the charges are brought again through another manner, one would think the day is coming for both of them to face real justice in their day in court, right? And so the fact is that if I were James Comey and Letitia James, I would not be celebrating right now, right? I don't think this is as big a deal for them as they think it is. Sure, to your point, though, that it's going to give the defense attorneys the talking point for both of them, but they are not out of the woods yet, not even close. And if anything, it's looking pretty grim for them, I think, in the long haul.
Talk to me, and I was at the White House on Friday. People saw that, and this topic did come up. Not exactly privy to everything that came out about it, but talk to me about the importance of these cases and why it's important for the White House. And it's also good strategy, by the way, to keep pressure on when it comes to these cases of specific individuals who committed wrongdoing, whether it be the indictments on Trump, the political the election interference done by Letitia James or James Comey himself, who played into the Russiagate hoax.
Well, again, these people engaged in lawfare. They undercut our justice system. They're the ones who are supposed to be upholding justice, frankly, right? James Comey was the FBI director. Letitia James is the Attorney General of New York. So that's what makes it even more perverse that these people were engaged in alleged wide-scale illegality. The fact is that we can't have a two-tier system of justice in America. And I think that actually holding these people accountable for their alleged illegality is extremely important for the bigger picture of justice, a balanced justice system. Look, Lady Justice is not supposed to, she's supposed to be blind, and the scales of justice are supposed to even out, right? Like, it's not supposed to be, partisan or, et cetera. And I think that the fact is that what we've seen for so long is that all of these elite, connected, powerful individuals have gotten away with the metaphorical version of murder and paid no consequences, and yet they've thrown down hard against Trump and people around him for things that were clearly not at this level. So I think that this is extremely important for balancing out our justice system and getting back to a place as a country. And by the way, this perversion of our justice system really dates back to the days of the Barack Obama administration, Eric Holder. Some of it you can even trace back further than that, to back when like Janet Reno was the attorney general back during the Clinton administration, right? Like, you see the Clintons reemerging yet again, right? Like at the center of everything with the whole Epstein thing and everything. But the fact is that like, this perversion of our justice system by this globalist establishment these globalist establishment elitists, both parties, by the way. So, the Bush administration did some really screwed up things too. So did the Obama administration. So did the Clintons. Certainly the Biden administration. And so we have to balance this out. It has to be fair. It has to be even. Right. Like, and so to get to a place as a country where, it's okay to have our political disagreements and, but go ahead.
Well, no, I was just going to add, and if you don't do anything to respond, then what's to stop them from just doing it again the next time you get another Republican in the Oval Office, be that J.D. Vance or whoever, right? Whatever Republican gets in and decides that they're going to actually govern on behalf of the people, not on behalf of the system, then the very same actors are just going to go after them too, because they didn't receive any consequences for it whatsoever.
Yeah, and this is again like just like deterring crime, right? Like it's like, the same thing in a city. Like if you don't go after the criminals who engage in the thievery and stealing stuff and hurting people, then what are they going to do? They're going to just keep doing it, right? Like same kind of a thing here, right? Like this is essentially a globalist crime syndicate, right? Like of our elites, and if they face no consequences, then they will continue to behave this way. So, no, you're 100% right, and that's why I think this is incredibly important. Now, again, we can get to a place as a country, I think, where we have legitimate political disagreements. One party wins, the other party loses. That is what it is. But the fact is that the way that these people behaved in the aftermath of the 2016 election, and then since then against President Trump over the course of his entire first term, during his term out of office, and now even since then, it's just been a total perversion of our justice system. Again, we have to get back to the basics of Lady Justice is blind and the scales are even.
And we as a country, right? This is what the American people voted for overwhelmingly. Donald Trump won the popular vote in 2024, and a huge part of that was the lawfare that was done to him. A huge part of it, and every single, even nonpartisan analysis of the election pointed out that it was those cases that were done to Trump that throughout 2024 and 2023, even going back to, absolutely swung public opinion in the favor of him, because they could see the unfair way that he was being treated by elements of the system, whether it be Letitia James and Alvin Bragg up in New York City or New York State, or whether it be Jack Smith throughout all of 2024 and 2023. We could easily see that it was this lawfare. So when people say, oh, it's not that big of a deal, why are you looking backwards? No, this actually will become a systemic problem. And of course, it's not just for President Trump. It's for anyone else. It's a message that if you fight the system, then you're going to go down like Donald Trump and Jeff Clark and everybody else that they've gone after, his lawyers, his patriots, his supporters, everybody who was, people who were just walking around on January 6th completely peacefully. They will go after you in spades if you actually stand up. That's what it's meant to be, a deterrent in the other direction.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more, Jack. And frankly, again, to your point about the 2024 election, they said it nonstop that Donald Trump is a convicted felon, right? Like they wanted the talking point. They got it, right? Like after the whole jerry-rigged trial there in New York City. They rubbed it in nonstop. It was in campaign ads. It was nonstop on CNN and MSNBC, wall-to-wall coverage of it and pushing that to the American people. Every single one of the 77 million people who voted for Donald Trump was well aware of all of this, right? And they voted for him anyway, and he crushed Kamala Harris in the national popular vote. He won all 7 swing states. And I think that was a massive part of it. It's not the only part, right? It's a major part of why President Trump won. But other parts include the prices, the immigration, the crime out of control, the trade policy, etc. All of those things are important. Wars, right? They don't like endless wars. But the fact is that this is certainly a central part of the 2024 election, and making this right so that it never happens again is extremely important. So that's why this forthcoming appeal that Chad Mizelle talks about is important. And I think they need to proceed on other people too, right? This can't be the end of it. This should be the beginning.
No, that's exactly right. There needs to be more of these. It can't just be James. It can't just be Comey. It can't just be John Bolton. It's got to be the entire rogues gallery, the entire cast. And by the way, I would even argue, indict them all. Just indict them all right away. Go right for it. Don't give them a chance to become martyrs. Go after every single one. Make it sweeping, make it fast, and make it stick. Jack Posobiec, Human Events Daily. Be right back.